Welcome back to our introduction, coming to you from the AHA Chamber of Commerce and also NHBI Chamber of Commerce, coming to you from AHA National Television and also the PNTV National Television. I'm just catching up from the last part where I was talking about the immigration and how does it help to promote and also to enhance the International Cultural Center. So with that, I did touch a little bit how does it work out, how the immigration was designed, all those visas for immigrants, migration of people back and forth here to the United States. And pretty much like I said to you, it was designed originally from the cultural values of everybody that was started here in America. But let me go in a little bit more into it because I know there will be a few questions from some of the disadvantaged diverse community, because I love the disadvantaged community. That's what we make ourselves here. That's how we help them, because we feel that is our obligation to help people to become more successful. But the thing is how does it help a disadvantaged community for both countries in the immigration area? Well, let's go in a little bit more. Like I said, I touched, but I did not go into a breakdown of the immigration visas that are available for people to migrate and move back and forth here from the United States and toward the world. I suppose it's pretty much catered to cover all those areas. For visitors, for International Cultural Center, it's a perfect place for visitor tourism and so forth. That is wonderful. You go into one International Cultural Center here in the United States, you see the world in one place. And you don't have to worry about going and flying around. But at the same time, it does not take people away from your country, but it does demonstrate and bring out a promotional package for each country. So people can see each country here and they can make up their mind what they like or what they prefer to go to. So it's promoting each individual country for what they say. That's why we go back to authenticity of this whole promotional program. That's all its production and everything. It must be in authenticity to go into this International Cultural Center, to bring the 100% value of every country so that people, what they see, what they taste, what they hear, what they buy, or what they do in this whole International Cultural Center is exactly what they got over there in your country. So if they enjoy it, they will go straight over there having an idea of what it's going to be. So it's nothing better than anybody leave this country to go somewhere knowing exactly what it's going to be, not to front up with surprise. And that's what it's happening to a lot of people when they go with full surprises and things are not going well. So visitors, it will be much available because of what we set up here in America. In Hawaii, they have set up the same international centers over there. It's called PCC Hawaii. It's called the Polynesian Cultural Center. And this one here has been the focus point of the world coming to Hawaii for the United States of America. But unfortunately, it's only representing 7 islands in the South Pacific, which is Hawaii, New Zealand, Tahiti, Tonga, Samoa, and Fiji, and some other little islands, only representing these little group of islands. And the world is driven to go there. But this is an international representing the world. So the world will come to see the world here in California, America. And that's over 100 different cultural diverse background that really promote and introduce them to the world. So visitors is a must, and we know that. Apart from visitors to America and to these to see what they decide, where do they go from there, it's also we have over 100 million people in America, 300 million people in America, all over the United States. We'll have the opportunity to say we do have one here in America that can represent the world. So there is a vast opportunity and a maturity of those things will be available. And who is going to be available to? Go back to what I said, the disadvantaged community, because of the authenticity of this program. And so is all other advanced economy production and all that. That can be going in with supply of food, hotels, and so many other things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the protected of the NAFTA program to make sure that this community will have the access to bring the authenticity of products and moving of all this bulk food and whatever the products and everything else through a NAFTA program that's allowed the minority disadvantaged community to do it themselves and also to export it themselves and receive here as an import by the minority community as well, and they produce it to the authenticity to make sure it's available here in this country and protect them not to be reproduction to take away the rights of those minorities. And that's what NAFTA is standing for. Anyway, visitors and everything else with the immigration fit in kindly to the world and everything else. So prosperity will be much open back and forth. And that's only for talking about visitors. We talk about temporary worker here. This whole international central cultural centers here will be able to help millions and millions of people. Will bring millions and millions of people to America. And 300 million of people in America will be interested to go into other countries all over the world. And other countries all over the world come here, they would like to go to other countries all over the world at the same time. So we are stimulating everything for everybody, and the opportunity for the diverse disadvantaged minority community will be a protection and guarantee the future prospect and also the development of their success without being tapped in by other nature of things in the advance of technology and also the economy that's flowing in a fast speed that really sometimes left them out of it. Anyway, that is what the visitors, temporary workers that get allowed to come in and work temporarily because they have a special skills and those things, because going back to those areas is not educated in school, but have to come from the authentic country where they have those skills. So allow the disadvantaged minority to come over and be able to produce or be able to do things or educate things or teach things or show us how to do those things in the authentic way by history. So therefore, temporary workers is a must, and people can learn different languages. How many hundreds of languages will be available there on a daily basis, how we can serve people from different countries, and how we can utilize the language and train and teach. People come from one country to learn a language from another country and learn all the different things from another country to make the language pure because of the nature of the cultural values of what is available from this cultural center. The media itself, it's going to attract media from all over the world. It's going to attract media to do things for their own country, and you have your own country, so every country is doing media program left, right, and center, back and forth, and everybody is really integrating, really working, really sharing, really coming to a value of things. I can imagine those things really bring a whole different diverse success to everybody. So that's media. And you're going to trader investors. Now we're talking about that disadvantaged minority can have time to trade with their own cultural stuff, the authenticity of those stuff. That's bring them that trade, so they have a very good protection from the NAFTA to know that they are the authenticity. Not a product was made in advance of technology to try and force it into them, but it's their authenticity and the value of their hands. It's only for them that know the culture, for them that live in the culture, can be able to produce those things and make a value of that and financial gain for themselves to keep them up from the poverty. I love every minute of it. This whole thing is giving me goosebumps from the top to the bottom because I feel the goodness of things. And I know you leaders up there, President, Prime Minister, you want it to be successful. You want to help your country. You want to help the poverty. You want to be a good leader, basically. These things will bring that to pass. Exchange of visitors. We're going to go into the exchange of visitors. Visitors can come and do this, and we go and exchange. There's so many exchange internally in this International Cultural Center that will bring surprises and goodwill and bring educations so far. Some of these things are not cannot be learned in the university. It's got to be learned through the cultural value of this international cultural center. It will bring the real values, the real respect, and the education for everybody, and we appreciate the facts of that. Then we go into students. Can I say any more than that? The students will have an opportunity to learn. Our future generation will appreciate more other countries, respect other countries, and therefore war, differences, all these things will come down because our future generation look at it in a different light, different way. They walk in a different direction because they cannot point their finger because they feel that they understand you. They feel that they value who you are and what you are. That's come the basic cultural values of those things. Anyway, that is what is going to happen, and we're going to see that. Those visas is very much available. The B1 visa, the B2 visas, and break it down to all kinds. And he's talking about relative families. They talk about participation, community, educational, cultural, arts and crafts. It's all designed by the immigration to fit into those things because that was the only thing that available, not the advance of technology we have now. 300 years later, 200 years, the cultural arts and crafts, the cultural values of everything, that's what built everything. That's what built a family. That's what built financially to everybody. That's how business started to develop from there. And then we used the advance of technology to blow everything and shift everything to a fast mode. And then a few people that still love the culture, still hanging on, and they still survive. But unfortunately, it's been overwhelmed by changes, and they kind of miss what are the things that they're supposed to be respected from that point of view. And also we look at the temporary work visa, and we see all the different, the P1 visa, the P2 visas. So we go into P3, Q1, and then we go to foreign media, as I mentioned before. Those visas is pretty much available, and I cannot go and explain any more than what I've already said before. The treaty traders, and this is the NAFTA I'm talking about, investors, visas, people can move around, do business. Now we can go overseas and do business. The disadvantaged community and minority can be able to do business because they have an opportunity to bring their own goods. They can produce more of their own goods, which is protected. They can be able to go and make money and do business. How wonderful that is. How we can be able to turn this whole thing around to something else. It's an international cultural center, which is like a tourism, which is like the, but behind it, there's so many advantages if we develop these things to come in and help us and do things that help us to make a better leaders, a better government, better people. And also they go to exchange visas, as we talk about visitors, visas and all that. Pretty much student visas, I already mentioned, so much to do, so much in the world for the youth and the people to learn. Now, I feel that I have already explained really how does it help the disadvantaged community in both countries. This is what I have just finished there. By going through the visas, I've been going through small business, going through trades, NAFTA, all that stuff. Now, we're going to come back and talk a little bit more. Does it protect the opportunity for small business? I did touch a little bit about the NAFTA program, which is already accumulating into that area. And we're going to talk a little bit more the NAFTA part of it and how it is really kind of help everybody, because it's very important to me. We are talking about export and import now. We're talking about a whole different level of things, but that can still be reachable for those minority disadvantaged community to go that direction. That's what Chamber of Commerce is all about. That's what all the other areas are talking about, to try and direct them and nurse them and educate them and help them, that they can be able to be more prosperous in what they're doing. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more about those things, but for now we're going to go for a break and we'll come back. Thank you.